Hey, welcome back to my channel Endless Pages. I'm Liv and welcome to today's video, which is a weekend reading vlog. Hello, welcome to this weekend reading vlog. It is Friday night and I am in the mood for some reading. I've been in a huge slump in November. I have basically not read. I barely read anything at all. I have not come close to finishing a book, but I slowly feel myself starting to be in a reading mood again, so I thought I would spend this weekend trying to focus on reading and getting back into reading. So I have one book that I want to attempt to see if I can read the whole book this weekend, which is probably an unrealistic goal, but we'll see how we go. The book that I want to read this weekend is A Song of Wraith and Ruin. This is by Roseanne A. Brown. I want to finish this book because it is off my Read the World challenge. You probably heard me mention it before on my channel. This is a challenge created by my friend Tracy, and it's a challenge where you have to read 2 books from every continent across the world. And yeah, it's November. I'm running out of time to complete this challenge before the end of the year, so I need to kind of make it a focus for the end of the year. This is one that I haven't read yet. This is like a fantasy. I think we have a competition, you know, that typical like competition trope in fantasy. So we follow Malik on the Solstasia festival. It's a chance to escape his war-stricken home and start a new life with his sisters in the prosperous desert city of Ziran. But when a vengeful spirit abducts his younger sister Nadia as payment to enter the city, Malik strikes a fatal deal: kill Karina, Crown Princess of Ziran, in exchange for his sister's freedom. But Karina has deadly aspirations of her own. Her mother, the Sultana, has been assassinated. Her court threatens mutiny, and the festival looms like a knife over her neck. Grief-stricken, she decides to resurrect her mother through ancient magic, requiring the beating heart of a king. And she knows just how to obtain one, by offering her hand in marriage to the victor of the competition. When Malik rigs his way into the contest, he and Karina are set on a heart-pounding course to destroy each other, but as attraction flares between them and ancient evil stirs, will they be able to see their task to the death? This sounds really good. I think Sash, my friend Sash from Sash Reads, read this not that long ago and quite liked it. It sounds really good. It sounds like we've got a political aspect with the character's mother being the Sultana. We've got magic, we've got an ancient evil. I'm always up for an ancient evil, and maybe potentially I'm getting enemies to lovers vibes as well. The competition thing has me worried. I feel like maybe I'm over competitions in fantasy books. Maybe it's like a trope that I'm kind of sick of reading, but I don't know. I am genuinely excited to read this book. It sounds quite good and the blurb has me really excited. It's 466 pages, which is that's big for me to read in a whole weekend. I would have to spend the whole weekend reading, which is what I want to do anyway. But yeah, and the text is small. So I feel like this is a very overly ambitious goal. But at the same time, like, I don't have any plans this weekend. My plan is to just chill and rot. It is my 6-day week, so I do need to work tomorrow, unfortunately, but it's a 4-hour shift. I don't know, I'm still holding this up. It's a 4-hour shift, so it's not crazy long, obviously, and then I have Sunday, Monday off. So I could definitely do this. I might see if I can also find an audio, maybe flick back and forth. Ooh, I might have a credit on Audible actually, so I might see if I can find an audio as well, and maybe I'll like flick back and forth, like when I'm tired I'll stop physically reading and start audiobooking it. That's a good fix maybe, so maybe we'll do that. But yeah, that's all I have to say as of now. I am planning on starting this tonight, definitely. Big Brother is on tonight, so I don't know, Big Brother Australia, so I don't know how much reading I'll get done. So I'm hoping to potentially update you later tonight to see if I've made any progress, and then update you maybe in the morning tomorrow or tomorrow afternoon. So yeah, that's the plan. Welcome to this reading vlog. I hope you enjoy, and yeah, come spend the weekend with me. update time. It's like, what's the time? Like 10:30 at night. I honestly cannot believe that I'm still awake. Like, I didn't think I would last this long, to be honest. But here I am. I'm awake. I promised I would try and do an update, and here I am. So I'm quite chuffed with myself. But if this update doesn't make any sense, it's because I am reaching a level of exhaustion that, yeah, I shouldn't be at, because I should be asleep right now. But I'm going to go to sleep as soon as I finish this update. So it's time to talk about my very, very early thoughts of A Song on Wreath and Ruin by Rose A. Brown. So, what I will say is, so far I'm quite hopeful for this book. I don't know if my bar is so low that like anything I could read at this point is good, but compared to what I've been reading recently, I started reading this book and I was like 20 pages in and I was like, so like there is good writing out there. Like, this is what a book should sound like, because I've just been reading such bad stuff that I've forgotten what good writing is like. So that was a great start. So I'm like 60 pages in. Can you believe that? I am so shocked that I managed to read 60 pages tonight. I was not expecting to reach that point. I was expecting to get a couple of chapters in, to be honest, but I'm now 4 chapters in. I'm up to chapter 5 and I've read 60 pages. I'm quite happy with that. I'm very, very happy with that. So solid progress when I wasn't really expecting to read much tonight. So happy. So yeah, 60 pages in. So far I'm quite enjoying it. There's a lot to kind of take in, because it's like that typical start of a fantasy series where you're just getting a lot of information kind of thrown at you, and you're just trying to keep it all straight in your head. So we've got dual perspective, which I love. I love multiple POVs. So we've got two perspectives. We've got our perspective of Malik, who's like kind of like a refugee. So in this, and then we have Karina, who's like heir to the throne in Ziran, and Ziran has for the last like 2 decades, I think, has been in control of Malik's like home country, if I'm kind of interpreting this right. So Malik is a refugee, and that's how he's kind of ended up trying to get into the city of Ziran, that Karina is heir to. And it's the night of this, I still don't know how to pronounce this, Solstasia festival. Yeah, so we keep going back between Malik and Karina's perspectives. Yeah, so Malik is traveling with his older sister and his 6-year-old sister, and then we have Karina, who's 17 years old, and she's kind of typical, I don't know, I have a feeling this is YA. She's kind of typical character in this kind of setting where she doesn't want to be heir to the throne. She wishes to be free. She's kind of like a rebel, like not taking her role as heir to the throne seriously. And then Malik's character, like I said, is a refugee who is just trying to get into Ziran with his 2 sisters for a better life. And it's not really going so well so far for him. The magic system is really cool. So I think the right word, they kind of call it like, there's a lot of magic systems to kind of keep track of, because you kind of have the, I don't know what I'm trying to say. You kind of have like the cultural stuff from Malik's home city. And then you have kind of the cultural lore and beliefs of the city of Ziran as well. So I'm just trying to keep the two straight in my head. So in the like Ziran culture, you have like an affinity. It's kind of like your affinity is based off like different elements. I don't really know what those affinities means yet. I don't know if the affinity means you have a certain ability to do with that element, but some are described as wind and some are described as earth, fire, and it's quite interesting because like the affinity that you have kind of matches up with your personality. But again, I don't know if the affinity means that you have any kind of ability, so I'm quite enjoying like learning more about that. The magic system really intrigues me, and I like can't wait to uncover and learn more about that. There's also one more interesting element that I almost forgot to talk about in this book is the wraiths themselves. So the wraiths are kind of described as like these horrifying kind of creatures, and they're like described as like almost like a fairy tale. Like they're not real, they're just like a spooky story told to kids to scare them. But I don't know, they keep appearing very often, so I have a feeling they are real and certain characters might have something to do with them. So that I'm also really looking forward to learning more about the wraiths and what their appearances mean. Are they actually real? Are they not real? So that's another fun just like addition to this very cool magic system in this book. So there's also another interesting aspect in this book. I think there's a character that's almost like a bard like character. They're called griots in this book, and yeah, I would describe her as like a bard. She tells stories. Like the opening of the book is her telling the story of the first sultana, who is kind of seen as a savior and the person who ended this long war for the people of Ziran. So yeah, the griot is the one that opens the story with the line, "Abra, Abra, come and gather, a story is about to begin." So I thought that was a really cool opening line to the book. She's an interesting character. I don't know if she's a good character or not yet. She's also another interesting part of the magic system that I'm not quite sure how it all fits yet. But there was a line on page 36 that I really liked. The griot is telling the story to do with the solstice, and then the line is here. However, Malik had never heard the solstice tale. I say it differently every time. Tale the way that Nyani, who was the griot, told it. The story was her tapestry, and each word added a new thread to the image. When this griot spoke, it was almost as if the magic had truly existed, curling through the centuries to gather in their outstretched hands. So yeah, the writing is really cool as well. So I don't know if I'm just like, I think this is a good book so far. I think it's a good book. Plus I've been reading bad books, so I'm just like loving it even more because I'm like, oh, actual quality writing. So yeah, Malik and Karina haven't super interacted yet. They've kind of brushed past each other in the streets, and that's as far as it's gotten. Chapter 4 ended on quite an interesting cliffhanger. I don't know if I'm getting the full truth about this story of this first sultana. I feel like it's gonna be like a certain trope of this country's origin is not quite what you think kind of vibe, because they are like a colonizer, I guess, in a way. So yeah, I'll be interested to see how Malik and Karina interact, knowing that, yeah, he's a refugee because of her country. So I'm really liking this so far, and I really had a great time reading it tonight. Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm enjoying it. I read 60 pages, which, yeah, I'm very happy with. Those are my very early thoughts about this book. I am so tired. I'm gonna go to bed now before I pass out. I don't want to work tomorrow, but again, it's only a really super short shift, but it's still work. But yeah, once that's done, I am free to continue with this book. I hope to wake up, like, I still want a little bit of a sleep in tomorrow, hopefully, and then maybe I can read a little bit of this before I leave for work, and then maybe that's when I could maybe start the audio when I'm traveling to work. Yeah, so I might go and like have lunch at a cafe before work and maybe get a couple more pages in physically. We'll see what ends up happening. I'll probably wake up way too late and have to rush to work and not be able to do any of that, but yeah, we will see. I'm gonna go to bed. See you for an update tomorrow. Hello, it is now Saturday late in the afternoon. I just got home from work. I'm done for another week, thank God. another week down, another week closer to the Christmas break. So yeah, it was a pretty quiet shift, and then of course the last 30 minutes was manic. Of course, even though people have had 3 hours to come in, they always come in right at the end. So it was a pretty manic ending, and my colleague and I were trying to, it doesn't look like it now or sound like it now, but we were trying to beat the storm right as we closed. This crazy storm started, but it's calmed down now. Anyway, so that's been my day. I didn't update you in the morning because, like I predicted last night, I did not wake up in time to physically read before my shift. So kind of had to rush to get ready and leave the house to have enough time to catch the bus to go to work. So I did start the audio for A Song of Wraith and Ruin. Well, continue with the book in audio format, I should say. So I have been reading. So yeah, I listened to a bit of the audio while I was getting ready and while I was commuting. So I'm now on page 162. Not too shabby. So I'm on chapter 12 of this book. So we're making progress. We are making progress. This is making me think that my goal of completing this over the weekend might actually be doable. I might actually finish a book. That'll be great. So yeah, I have read a little bit more of this book. I'm still really enjoying it. I do find that there are moments where it is obvious that this is a little bit YA, and the main character does kind of have that YA energy about her, but not enough for it to really like annoy me. Not enough for me to be like, I can't read from her perspective. There's just like a few moments of where I'm like, oh yeah, like this is kind of annoying, but I think because the character is interesting enough and has a little more depth to her when these typically YA things happen, like her being, you know, like I can't think of a good example, but a little bit of pick-me energy, let's say that. But when this pick-me energy comes up, the character has kind of enough depth and the writing is good enough that it doesn't put me off that much. I'm just like, and then I move on. So it's not a major issue. So where am I up to? I want to tell you what's happening, but I don't want to spoil. So I want to make sure what's happening is still on the blurb before I tell you what's been happening. Yeah, so we've just seen the scene of Karina's mother being assassinated, and that was, we're facing kind of the emotional aftermath of that for Karina. And one, the emotion of losing her mum, and two, the realization that holy shit, she is now the Sultana, basically. So there's a lot of pressure for something that she never wanted in the first place, and now it has come a lot sooner than it should have come. So she is an emotional wreck, obviously, at the moment, and not quite thinking straight, obviously, which is fair enough. I also learnt listening to the audio that I've been pronouncing the male main character's names wrong. It is not Malik, it's Malik. So apologies, I'll be saying Malik from now on. Malik has joined the competition. His sister's been taken, and he has joined the competition that's happening at the festival to try and get close enough to Karina to kill her. I definitely think I want to continue physically with this book. I'm enjoying the audio, but I'm not like a huge fan of some of the voices. Some of the voices are annoying me a little bit, so I definitely will continue to read this physically tonight. I also think it's a good sign that I want to physically read and not audio. I don't know, I take that as a good sign. But that's all I have to say. I think a very short update, but I'm still thoroughly enjoying this book. I definitely think, I mean, I've only read like 160 pages, but I definitely have a rating already in my head for where it's sitting at. So we'll see if, like, once the story really starts to kick off, if that opinion will change, because I mean, I'm only that far in, but I definitely have a rating kind of already sitting in my head. I plan for the rest of Saturday night is to read. That's all I plan on doing. It's a wild night in my 20s for me. It's just reading. I'm just really looking forward to chilling now. Like, now that the work week is done, I can relax. Yeah, that's all I'm going to do. And now we've got the smell of rain in the air, which is perfect for the reading mood. I'm going to chill and read. I have some snacks ready. I'm all set up. I've got some hummus. And then when I was in Aldi today, I blame Amy my bookish friend Amy for this. She was showing that she was eating some orange chocolate the other day, and it's got me craving it, but I haven't been able to find something to like feel that orange like need to have orange chocolate. But I think now that like Christmas season's upon us, there's more like orange flavored chocolate. So look what I found. I hit the jackpot. It's like a fake like Aero, but it's like orange. Oh my god. So I'm going to devour this. And then I also found, I love these, the orange sticks from Aldi. Oh, so like I'm set for snacks. I'm gonna sit down, settle in and read some more of this, and I will update you later. Hi, it's Sunday morning. I like passed out last night before I could update you guys on this vlog, but that's okay. I'm doing an update before I start my reading today, so it is an up-to-date reading update. I ended up physically reading till like 9 o'clock last night, and then my eyes were shutting, so I switched to audio, which again, like, the audiobook is not my favorite, but I'll do it when I need to do it to keep this reading momentum going. Yeah, so I physically read till 9, and then from like 9 till, I don't know, it was like 10:30 or something, I listened to the audio, which was a couple of chapters. I did have to go back and restart some of the chapters because I was like falling asleep, and I was like, what happened? I woke up and the audio is still playing. So I might just reread the last couple of pages of the chapter I got up to, just to give myself a little bit of a refresher and make sure I actually remember what happened before I continue on. So that means I am now officially halfway through this book. I'm on page 236, so I'm really happy with my progress so far of this book. So my thoughts, well, I don't know what that was. I just tried to say something and it didn't come out. I'm still enjoying this book. From chapter like 12 to like 16ish, I was like, it was losing me a little bit, and I think that was because the magic discussion and magic element of this book kind of vanished a little bit. I mean, it didn't completely vanish, but it definitely wasn't at the forefront of the chapters, which made me start to be a little bit bored with the story. I definitely think that the magic system should be talked about a lot more than it is, because it's quite a cool magic system and I want to see how it works. I want to see our characters explore it, use it, deal with it, because that's why I'm reading a fantasy. I want magic. So yeah, that was a little bit disappointing when we started to lose the magic a little bit, and it made the chapters not quite as interesting in my opinion. But I think it was from like chapter 16ish onwards that we started to have magic come back in, which is good. There's so many like unanswered questions still. I'm like 50% of the way through the book, and I just feel like I haven't seen enough of the magic system. I haven't seen the characters use magic enough, explore magic enough, so I definitely hope that this increase in talk of the magic continues in the last 50% of this book. The back also says attraction flares between them. We're 50% of the way through this book and we've barely had any interactions, which is not a complaint. Not a complaint at all. Don't take it as a complaint. I love slow burn. Yes for slow burn. But then again, I'm like, is it actually going to be slow burn because we've only got 50% of this book left? Are we suddenly going to see a really quick rushed romance? I hope not. I hope it continues in this kind of slow burn way, because I love slow burn romance. I hate insta love. Hate. So I like that we haven't had that many interactions between the two characters so far, and that the two characters know that they recognize each other but don't know who each other is. So I like that. That's a fun element. And yeah, we haven't really seen much of the competition either. I feel like so in those 12 to 16, like so much of the plot was just kind of forgotten for a little bit. Like the competition kind of stopped and it was just kind of more focused on how they were planning on killing one another, which again, as an enemies to lovers kind of girly, I didn't mind that. Just like would be even more perfect there was a little bit more magic in those chapters. So those are my new thoughts on this book. I again don't have any plans today. It is my first full day off of my weekend. Hallelujah. So I don't really have any plans, to be honest. It's a miserable day outside, so it's a stay indoors kind of day. So I just plan on reading, to be honest. That's all I really want to do today is read. I do need to do some cleaning at some point, so I probably will have to switch to audio. if I want to keep reading while I'm cleaning. So yeah, that's my plan. I will update you. I don't know when I'll update you. Maybe when I hit... No, when I hit 300 is too soon. Maybe when I hit like 350 words, I'll try and update you, because that's a good another chunk of the book. Let's say I'll update you when I hit like 350-ish words, which I should hit at some point today. Hello, me again. Side quest for today. My shelves are looking very sad and messy. I cleaned up behind me before I started filming this, but yeah, they're looking sad and messy. I have a pile of books right down the bottom of my shelf because recently, I'll pop it up in the cards, I did a reorganization of my TBR cart where I changed out the books that were there and popped in my physical TBR like priority reads. So I've never like cleaned up since I filmed that. And then I have two shelves that I kind of want to change over, which I'll show you in a sec so you can see what I mean. I have the shelf behind me, and then if you can see here, I have my shorter shelf. And on top of my shorter shelf, I just have a bunch of books. Some standing upright, one in a pile. But then up the top of my second shelf here, I've got all of my manga, but it doesn't fit. So I thought maybe it would be better if I kind of swap the two, because with this shelf, I can just stack them up really high, the manga. And then it would be better to put my physical big books like that up on that shelf. So I'm going to do a little bit of a shelf tidy. I honestly don't know if all these books will fit on my shelf, to be honest, anymore. They're definitely overflowing. So I'm going to try and do a little bit of reorganization and yeah, hopefully try and film it best I can. It's tight quarters in here. It's a bit hard to film, but I'll try and film it and show you, and then yeah, that'll be me procrastinating cleaning the rest of my room by cleaning up my shelves. But yeah, I thought I'd show you what I'm going to get up to while I listen to A Song of Wrath and Ruin on audio. Okay, here's the mess I was talking about on the bottom of my shelves. Very, very messy, and I just have like library books all over here. And then this is the like, look, you can't even see it properly. This is the anime kind of shelf. As you can see, my JJ Kaizen does not fit. And then I'll show you my other shelf. This is my other shelf. See, so much more room here for anime and manga. So those are the two shelves that I want to move around. And then I have a bit of gap in here from where I've taken books to pop on my TBR cart. So we're going to try and fit some of these into some of these gaps. now Sunday afternoon. I have finished my reorganization of my shelves. I'll show you some footage after this talking clip, but I am quite happy with them now. They are pretty full, which shows that I definitely need to continue with my brutal unhaul of books because I am very close to having absolutely no room left on these shelves. But yeah, I'm very happy that I finally did them. They have been looking that shit for weeks and weeks. So I'm really happy that I reorganized them. Quickly, I'm going to give you an update, A Song in Wrath and Ruin. My friend and I decided very last minute, she invited me to go to the shops with her, so I'm going to do that. So I need to film this as quickly as possible so I can be ready to go when she picks me up. But yes, I have been listening to this pretty much on and off all day. Well, I've been doing a little bit of physical, a little bit of audio. I just keep kind of going back and forth dependent on what I'm doing, like making lunch or cleaning or whatever. So now I'm on page 358 of this book, so I'm up to chapter 27 and we are getting through it, if you can believe it. I'm getting close to being almost done with this book, so I'm pretty chuffed with that. One thing I didn't say, I wrote notes this time because I always forget what I want to say in these updates. One thing I haven't said in the first couple of updates that I'm enjoying about this book is the mental health rep. Yeah, our main character Malik gets panic attacks, and I just think that it's really good rep. You're in his head as he has these panic attacks, and it shows you what it's like to live with them and his kind of techniques for trying to bring himself out of them or kind of get through them. And I like that, yeah, it's kind of well known in this world and a lot of people have the empathy and knowledge to help him deal with these panic attacks. So I think it's good mental health rep. I mean, I don't get panic attacks, so I couldn't 100% for certain say it's good rep, but it seems like good rep. So I forgot to mention that in the first couple of updates, that I like that about this book. I also want to say it's kind of the him falling first trope, which I really like when the man falls first. I don't know why, I just do, and it is kind of that, which is just really, really cute. I definitely think she was not too far after him, but I definitely think it was a little bit of him falling first, which was really sweet, and I just found that quite adorable. The plot is really starting to kick off now as well. We've kind of had a few big revelations about, I won't say, but we've had a few big revelations about some people's lineage in this book, so that has really made the plot of the book really start to begin, and we're reaching the end of the competition as well. We've got one challenge left, and yeah, they're both at this point so like head over heels for each other. Well, no, okay, it's not insta love, but they're definitely really starting to have feelings for each other, and they've spent a little bit more time together and they know each other a bit better, which just adds so many complications because yeah, they both want to kill one another. So yeah, it's definitely fucking with their head about what to do. They both don't really feel that they have a choice, so they both have this conundrum of, I gotta save my family, but also the person I want to kill I have feelings for, but family should come first. So in their own way, they're both stuck in the same kind of conundrum as each other, which is a little bit comical. It's not meant to be comical, but it is a little bit comical. So yeah, I don't really know how this is going to end. Well, I mean, I kind of do. Like, I don't think they're going to kill one another, obviously. But yeah, I'll be curious to see how the realization and when the truth comes out from, or if it does come out from both of them, like how that's going to affect the bond that they're starting to grow with one another and the consequences of some of Corinna's actions. She's pulling some moves now politically, and I always love the political aspect in fantasy books. If you've probably heard me say before, give me more politics in fantasies. I love it. So yeah, I'll be curious to see kind of the consequences of those actions as well. So yeah, I'm still thoroughly enjoying this book. I've pretty much, like I said, been reading it on and off all day. I don't think I'll finish it tonight, but I definitely think I'll get quite close, which is very exciting, which means I'll definitely finish it by tomorrow. So yeah, I'm definitely still sitting at the same rating. There's been some ups and downs of how I felt about this book, but I definitely think I have a solid rating in my head. That could be that could change depending on how this book ends. I think this is a duology. Yeah, don't miss the thrilling conclusion in A Song of Storms and Silence. So I definitely will continue on with the next book after this as well, which is good to know. Yeah, I think that's all I've got to say. Yeah, that's all I've got to say. I don't know if I should just like update you when I finish this, because I'm so close. I may as well just update you when I finish probably. So probably not tonight but tomorrow. But yeah, this has been a good reading vlog so far. I wasn't planning on going out this afternoon, but my friend messaged me and I was like, oh, it would be nice to see her and just have a chill Sunday afternoon at the shops. It is very hot. It's like 28 degrees today, so a nice cool shopping centre with some aircon does sound quite nice, and maybe a cool crispy Coke from Macca's might help as well. I'm also wearing my new skirt. I'm sitting on the ground so you probably can't see it, but oh yeah, there you go. Look, it's got little cherries on it. How freaking cute is that? It's about 11:15 and I literally just like 5 minutes ago finished A Song of Wrath and Ruin by Roseanne A. Brown. I can't believe I finished this book. Like, I'm absolutely shocked. I started this Friday night and it's already done, and it was like 460 pages. So I'm quite chuffed with myself that I finished this book, and what a strong finish this book had. It was a really, really strong finish. The last 100 pages was very strong in my opinion. I just like lost track of the page count, to be honest, and I was like, oh, I turned the page and it was the acknowledgements. So that's how like focused I was on the story that I didn't even take note of the page count, how many pages I had left of this book. It just had my full focus all night. Yeah, like I said, sorry, I'm looking at my notes because it helps me articulate better. Yeah, absolutely, I was typing on my phone as I was reading. Absolutely incredibly strong finish. I don't know, I just feel like the writing, the start was really good and then the middle lost me like a little bit, and then the ending just like pulled me right back in. I was like, no, this is good writing. Oh my god, my bad headache continues. I loved the theme of storytelling that was throughout this story. I really enjoyed that, and I always feel like that's where the writing was its strongest, when the themes of storytelling was coming up, and I thought that was really cool and really unique. There was a couple of cool lines I liked. What page was it? Page 414? Let's have a look what the lines I liked were. Oh yeah, I really, the character of Malik, I loved his character. I think he was such a sweet and kind, soft boy. Yeah, so the line is, Nyani knelt until she was level with Malik, and her eyes glowed with otherworldly blue that had once terrified him. You are not strong in body, no. No one will ever sing songs about your physical prowess. But you are kind, Malik Hilali. Do not underestimate the strength it takes to be kind in a world as cruel as ours. I really liked that line. And then, was there another line on this page I liked? But yeah, if only for a little while he had created something good in the world, and try as he might, Malik could not hate himself for that. So yeah, I really liked those lines as well. I just really liked the character of Malik. I definitely think out of the two characters, he was my favourite. What else did I want to say? Oh yeah, so there was a traitor in this book that I did not see coming. I feel like I maybe should have seen it coming, like it could have been obvious, but I didn't. I really genuinely wish I had caught my reaction on camera, because I was reading, it was somewhere around like chapter 30. Shit starts to go down and a character did something that I was just like not at all expecting, and out loud I was like, oh shit. So yeah, that's when shit really started to go down and I was really shocked by the events that were happening. I definitely thought I saw how this book was ending. I think at the start I was like, oh yeah, I can like kind of see where this is going, but I was thoroughly surprised by how this ended, and there was definitely events that I did not see coming and genuinely shocked me, which was very, very, very fun. Yeah, I genuinely wish I had caught my reaction on camera, because that was a really good moment that I was genuinely really shocked by. I just didn't see that kind of level of violence coming, so it was a good chapter. It was like a great cliffhanger at the end of the chapter. I really liked how this book ended, such a big cliffhanger. Some of our characters made questionable decisions, other characters made good decisions, so both are gonna have quite big consequences. So I really need to get my hands on the sequel like right now, because I need to know what happens. Like, they're on such different journeys at the end of this book that I'm like, I need to know what happens, I need to see them together again. And yeah, like I said, my fear, I said earlier, my fear of insta-love, that was not the case at all, so that's made me very happy too. Yeah, I think I said at the start as well, I keep saying that I had a rating in my mind that was kind of the same through most of this book. That rating has changed slightly because of how good the last 100-ish pages were. Like, the writing overall is really good, but like it really shone at the end. So originally my rating was like pretty steady 4 throughout this book, but it's definitely going up to a 4.5 because yeah, really, really enjoyed this book. So highly recommend this fantasy. Really fun, liked the African inspiration, mythology inspiration, and yeah, I loved the theme of storytelling, family. I loved Malik. I loved the enemies to not really enemies to lovers, kind of enemies to lovers vibes. I love the magic. There's the magic system. I love the race. I loved the yeah, I loved a lot of the characters in these books, and I had such a fun time. I can't wait to see how this book ends. Yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. Hello, it's now Monday afternoon and I did not end up reading anything else for this reading vlog, so let's wrap it up. I had a pretty nice day today. I went shopping. I got given some birthday money for my birthday. Obviously birthday money for my birthday, to go towards an outfit to wear to, I'm going to the opera house on my birthday. I'm gonna go see Romeo and Juliet, so I'm very keen to see that. Unfortunately it was a very unsuccessful shopping trip. I tried, like I went into every shop at that shopping centre and could not find a single thing that I felt comfy in or I liked, so unfortunately it was a very unsuccessful shopping trip, but I got a chai time, so win lose, I'll take the chai time. I'll check the chai time at this point. Yeah, so that was my day, so I'm going to go relaxed now. Thank you so much for watching me read A Song of Wraith and Ruin. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you would like to see more reading vlogs, because they are genuinely so easy and so fun to film, and I want to film more of them. Let me know in the comments below, have you read this book? What was the last book that you read and absolutely flew through? Give this video a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you'd like to see more of my content, and I will see you in whatever the hell I post next. Bye!